Hey everybody, welcome back to Obscurities and Miniatures. I am High Lord Tamberlane, and it's that time of the week, the weekly painting progress. Come rain or shine, I will get something painted. I so swear it, and so it shall be. Anyway, so we're going to start off. I've had this guy, a Dragonborn Paladin or some such model from, what is it, WizKids? Yeah. And he's been sitting around in front of me for months, if not longer, since he was originally released. And I just did a real slipshod job, and I did actually paint his eyes, and I'm noticing now that I forgot to paint his teeth, but that's easily fixed. Anyway, he's finally done, or done enough. And if you have ever heard me ramble on, you would know by now that I love me my Dragonborn, or reptiles in any shape or form. So, speaking of reptiles, we also got this guy done. Ta-da! This is a Albaxis or a Blaxis, something like that, Flametongue. This is a model from Antimatter Games, part of their Shadow Sea line, and I've had him since, well, he was first kickstarted a significant time back. And he is quite the large model. He's on a 50mm base, and I still can't even fit him completely on the screen. You can get the metal slug out of there for now. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, so I noticed afterwards, this is the effects of what poor lighting can do. I didn't notice there's little bits of something, brown, yellow, something like that. And I missed all these little pores on his wings. So that was kind of annoying, but otherwise, I must have, oh, now I see there's a little spot right there too. I must have re-straightened this stupid spear at least 3 times, and without fail, it would revert back to this wonky shape every time. So that's going to have to get fixed, but it's a pretty cool model. I was afraid, oh, god dang, dude. Seriously, and I can see little pores there. Okay, see, this is what poor lighting does to you. He was started before I put in my new, what do you call it, lamp. And yeah, I'm going to have to go back and fix him up a little bit. Shoot. I cheated and I used the contrast yellow for the flames. I think it got the job done adequately enough. I really like this model. I was really afraid he would not be able to stand, that he was going to be so top heavy, it was just going to completely collapse and fall over. But no, he's pretty stable, actually. And I do like the kind of counterbalance of both the flame and the base to help keep him aloft. That's one thing, every time I put one of these larger resin Shadow Sea or Deep Wars models together, I'm like, oh no, it's going to totally fall apart on me. Nope, they never do. They're really well designed, and I really, really like Antimatter stuff. And sooner or later, I'm going to probably go through, I have a massive, and I'm not kidding, a massive backlog of Antimatter models from just about every Kickstarter they've done since the very beginning. So we're going to have to get rolling on that, and we'll start showing off a lot more of their models soon because they are really cool and have a lot of charm to them. And, I mean, it's a flying dragon dude in kind of armor, shooting flames. How can I not like that? It's like the best model ever, in my opinion. Speaking of other cool models, here we have Hida Kisada from Privateer's Mini Crate line. And I missed a spot or two when I was trying to do those nice chrome highlights on him. Oh well. So he, unfortunately, is no longer for sale, which is stupid, but that's what Privateer wants to do. And it's not my business decision, obviously. He was part of the Mini Crate line for Legend of the Five Rings, and he's just a cool-looking figure. I've shown him off before. I'll put a link down there below if you're interested in what he looks like. And I mean, he's a good-sized dude. I don't think he's as big as, like, a Primaris or anything. Maybe he is. He was always supposed to be a big guy. If I remember correctly, Hida Kisada was supposed to have been on a 40mm base, but for the Mini Crate stuff, nope, they're all small. I don't know why I have him. Oh, anyway. So, I'm holding on to this random elf Deep Cuts Paladin because I had finished the other Deep Cuts Paladin, and I did a really sloppy job, and I'm not super happy about it, but I had tried painting colors that are out of my comfort zone. So I guess that's what I get. Give you a better look there. It just, the detail, I'm like pointing in front of the camera. Nobody will see my finger there. The details were super, super mushy here. And what's funny is that the actual CG renders, it's a lot more clear. So I'm just kind of eyeballing and guessing. And the sad thing is, when his face is in focus and he looks okay, I'm really happy with it. Like I said before when I got this dude done, he has a very Eastern influence, very Chinese wuxia inspired looking, especially with those swords and his stance and the hair and the top knots and the beards and everything. So I really like these guys. I don't really like that, but I'll live with my crappy paint job. For now, at least. You're not painted this week. Go away. Oh, and to hang out with Hira Kisada is Ototo from Malifaux. This is the alternate model, and he's on the newer base. And I also see some little spots that I screwed up on with him as well. But he's got that big old metal club. Quite cool. And he does have his Oni mask on underneath that. I probably should go back and add some details to it. It's very hard to see, but considering the stance he's in and when he's with other models, you'll never see that, will you? So it's not going to make a huge difference, I think. All right, we also have another WizKids deep cut. We have the balding half-orc male, but he's gone full orc on us. So, again, I really like the fur cloaks. I like the big honking axes. I don't know if he was supposed to be wearing pants or just this fancy loincloth, so he got leggings at least, jeggings, something like that. Like the skull on the shoulder too. I just can't get over his poor hair. That's just, at such a young age, and he's already balding like that. So I guess if you suffer from male pattern baldness, or if you're losing your hair and you want to play a half-orc, this is your model. This is your model right here. He calls to you. Thankfully, I have enough hair that I don't need to worry about that yet. Fingers crossed. Knock on wood. And then jumping back to Malifaux, because we have no significant order here, I started in seriously with Euripides crew. We got the Gigants, whatever they want to be called, just about finished, and I just slopped them. I'm sorry, guys. I probably need to go back. I liked having the darker tones on the top and then the lighter underneath, but it didn't work out well. I really should go back and fix that, at least on the back. It looks spotty and splotchy and kind of blech. Their faces are very feral, and for whatever reason, I started thinking, you know what? These would make really great crypt ghouls, or whatever the horrors stand-ins, the ones that don't fly. They're the right size, they're on 50mm bases, they're covered in bones, so for $30 you get, or maybe not 30, for close to 30, let's say, if you know where to shop around for your Malifaux cruise, you get 3 of these guys, you get the big dude with the mohawk and the chain, and then you get Euripides himself. I think I spent more time on Euripides himself. And I just like all the crazy, but I mean, here you go. Here's your Crypt Horror Courtier or whatever they are, the big dudes. I got myself a whole WarCry crew right here, so that's pretty cool. He's pretty big. He's not Groot slaying big. He's not Avatar or Emissary big in Malifaux, but he is a decent sized model, and he just looks cool. He looks mean. So I'm finishing up the henchman, I don't remember, the enforcer, whatever those guys are called, his second in command that goes along with them. I probably need to go back and touch up the skin a bit more. You can see where I just kind of painted the rags and just said to hell with it and decided I was done. I did manage to get underneath there, though. So I don't know. Whether or not I actually go back and touch it up on him is an entirely different story. I do have a few more figures that are like 90% done this week, but I thought, you know what? It's actually nice outside. It's not blazing hot for once in Southern California. It's actually starting to feel like fall, so get out there. We even had a drizzle of all things today, so that's like unheard of. We're down here. Figured, why not get these guys sprayed and sealed and move on to bigger and badder things, because I've got a bunch of GW board games that probably should get painted if we're ever going to get around to playing them, because that's how we are with GW games. But a nice little snapshot for the week. With that said, as I always ramble on, if I can get it all done, and I had a crazy week, so can you guys. So anyways, hi Lord Tamerlane with Obscurities Miniatures, and I'll see you next week, because I got plenty more to paint, and I'm sure you guys do too. Bye for now.